Imagine working harder than ever, yet still feeling like you're falling behind. You scroll through social media, see everyone else's perfect life, and wonder why you're not enough. What if I told you that most of what we think about wealth, success, and happiness is built on illusions? On Common Sense Investing, we dive into the psychology of money, investing, and financial freedom, breaking down the complex into the actionable. Today, we're uncovering the hidden truths about spending, wealth, and independence, so you can live a life of freedom and fulfillment, not stress and comparison. Stick around, you're about to see your relationship with money in a way you've never seen before. We live in an age where almost every corner of life is dominated by comparison, envy, and the constant pressure to keep up. The modern world is materially richer than any era that preceded it, yet countless people feel poorer than ever before. The problem is not income or lifestyle, the problem is that social comparison has been weaponized. 200 years ago, your comparison group was limited to the people in your village, your co-workers, or your small community. Today, it has exploded into millions of competing images, curated highlight reels, and exaggerated depictions of success, wealth, beauty, and happiness. Social media delivered a psychological bomb to the human mind, turning what used to be simple, local comparison into a global, relentless, psychological burden. Even if you are financially stable or successful by any rational measure, it is incredibly easy to feel like you are falling behind when every day your eyes are filled with cars, homes, vacations, and lifestyles that represent the top 1% of the top 1%. Most of these images are fake or over-leveraged. They are built on debt, insecurity, and emotional emptiness. Yet the effect remains the same. You begin to internalize the lie that your life is inadequate. The tragedy is that people today do not compare themselves to who they were yesterday, they compare themselves to the most polished version of others uploaded today. This constant mental battle creates unnecessary stress, poor decision-making, impulsive spending, and a distorted sense of personal worth. At a modest level, money is essential. It buys safety, shelter, food, education, and stability. But past a certain threshold, wealth stops improving the everyday experience of life. You can only eat so much food, sleep in one bed at a time, and wear one pair of shoes at any given moment. A billionaire sitting down to eat is not experiencing anything fundamentally different than the average person. They are simply eating. A wealthy person may own a home with 20 bedrooms, but they can sleep in only one. They may have access to a private jet, but the act of traveling from one place to another is still just movement. Beyond a certain income level, additional money becomes less about utility and more about status, measurement, and competition. Many wealthy people are not driven by necessity or even enjoyment. They are driven by anxiety, by the fear of falling behind others like them. The wealthiest individuals are often the most stressed, the most insecure, and the most trapped by public perception, because their identity has become entangled with staying on top. Wealth can become a scoreboard, a competition that never ends, and a source of constant emotional strain. Ironically, many billionaires report that the feeling of acquiring wealth is far more rewarding than the wealth itself. Once the chase ends, what remains is emptiness. That is why the people with extreme riches often appear restless, paranoid, and obsessively competitive. Financial comfort does not protect them from psychological discomfort. It often amplifies it. Humans are hardwired to seek dopamine. Historically, that dopamine came from survival, community, and meaningful labor. Today, with an abundance of resources, people chase dopamine through consumption, comparison, and novelty. This creates distorted behaviors around money. When people have more disposable income than ever before but lack meaning, direction, and emotional stability, they begin spending to fill psychological gaps rather than practical needs. That is why people buy things they do not need, with money they do not have, to impress people they do not even know. The pursuit of status becomes a substitute for the pursuit of fulfillment. Social media magnifies this by showing curated experiences, triggering a subconscious desire to match what others display, even if those displays are exaggerated or manufactured. Instead of asking, "What genuinely improves my life?" people ask, "How do I keep up?" This is how financial anxiety thrives in the wealthiest era in history. People are not stressed because they lack necessities, they are stressed because the comparison never ends. The more you chase status, the more status demands of you. The more you try to match others, the less satisfied you become. Financial peace requires understanding that spending does not produce long-term happiness, it produces short-term excitement followed by long-term indifference. One of the most practical financial philosophies is to spend aggressively on the categories of life that bring you deep joy, while eliminating spending on everything that does not matter to you. This creates a lifestyle tailored to your genuine values rather than to social expectations. For some people, travel brings meaning. For others, books or sports or technology do. Some people care deeply about cars, others do not care at all. The key is discovering what genuinely enhances your life as an individual. This philosophy encourages intentional spending rather than impulsive spending. It protects your resources by preventing you from funding someone else's definition of success. It gives you permission to live differently from others without guilt or insecurity. The challenge is that most people never actually ask themselves what they truly enjoy. They allow society, marketing, friends, and online trends to dictate their desires. When you remove external influence, you learn that personal happiness rarely requires excessive spending. It requires alignment between who you are and how you use your money. Human beings make their largest decisions with emotion, not spreadsheets. People choose houses, colleges, careers, and even partners based on stories, intuition, nostalgia, and fear. Rational thinking plays a supporting role, but emotion is the real driver. Buying a home is a powerful example. Many families buy houses not because the numbers perfectly align, but because they feel a sense of belonging, comfort, or safety. A home represents stability, identity, and a place to build a life. These emotional dimensions outweigh purely financial considerations. The same applies to having children, choosing a city to live in, or changing careers. Emotion is not a flaw, it is a fundamental part of being human. The mistake people make is pretending they are purely rational. Once you acknowledge that emotion guides major financial behavior, you can make decisions with greater clarity and fewer illusions. Emotion is inevitable, denial is optional. Some of the richest families in history were destroyed not by financial failure but by emotional and social pressure. The Vanderbilt family is a well-known example. They inherited enormous wealth but spent decades drowning under the expectations of status, image, and luxury. Their money came with invisible chains that dictated how they lived, whom they married, and what they valued. Eventually, the fortune collapsed, consumed by mismanagement and unrealistic standards. Contrast this with someone like Chuck Feeney, who gave away nearly all his wealth and lived in modest simplicity. He discovered that luxury added stress, not joy. Simplicity gave him the freedom that wealth failed to provide. He understood that money becomes harmful when it controls your identity. True wealth is not measured in possessions but in the ability to choose how you live. For some, extreme wealth becomes a form of social debt. For others, financial simplicity becomes the path to genuine freedom. Risk is not a mathematical formula, it is the possibility of future regret. Everything in personal finance revolves around the tension between enjoying the present and preparing for the future. Some people will regret not traveling more. Others will regret not saving more. Your stage of life determines your priorities, and those priorities will evolve. Saving money can bring peace of mind, but saving too aggressively can lead to missed experiences. Spending freely can create memories, but overspending can damage long-term stability. Like most things in life, the answer lies in balance. The easiest way to determine that balance is to ask, what will my future self thank me for? When you view financial decisions through the lens of regret rather than fear, you become more thoughtful, more patient, and more aligned with your true values. People often imagine financial independence as an all-or-nothing achievement. Either you are financially free, or you are not. But independence is not binary, it exists on a spectrum. Every step toward financial stability increases personal freedom. If you can handle a car repair without panic, you have a level of independence. If you can lose your job and wait for the right opportunity instead of the first available one, you have greater independence. If you can choose where to live, how to spend your time, and what work aligns with your values, you have even more independence. Financial freedom does not begin when you reach $1 million. It begins when money stops controlling your daily decisions. Even saving $50 a month moves you meaningfully along that spectrum. The mistake many people make is dismissing small progress because it does not feel dramatic. But small progress is the foundation of long-term freedom. When you step back and examine the entire landscape of modern life, a clear truth emerges. Wealth is not about status, comparison, or the relentless pursuit of more. It is about alignment, autonomy, and emotional clarity. It is about freeing yourself from the pressure to compete with illusions. It is about understanding that money is a tool for stability and meaning, not a scoreboard for your self-worth. True wealth comes from recognizing what matters to you personally, ignoring the noise of the world, and directing your financial life toward independence rather than image. The challenge of the modern era is not earning money. It is resisting the endless temptations to misuse it, misunderstand it, or attach your identity to it. When you remove comparison, clarify your values, and embrace simplicity, money becomes a powerful ally instead of a lifelong source of anxiety. Real wealth is not measured in numbers. It is measured in peace, time, autonomy, and the ability to live your life on your own terms. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden truths about wealth, spending, and freedom, don't stop here. On Common Sense Investing, we share insights every week that help you make smarter financial decisions, gain clarity, and build a life that actually matters. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the strategies and perspectives that can change the way you think about money and your future. Take control, make better choices, and join a community that values financial independence and real-life impact. Your journey to true wealth, freedom, peace, and confidence starts here.